Good morning and welcome to Releasing Health. This is Dr. Valerie A. Mills here to just share with you about ways to create habits to optimize your total state of health. So I'm glad that you are here today. And today, I just want to continue in our Gut Your Skin to Glow series. However, I want to take a little aside to go a little geeky today. So if you will bear with me, I just want to share some things with you to just do as Arsenio Hall used to say and say, So today we are going to endeavor to talk about a topic that really impacts health as a whole, whether it be a skin issue, a heart issue, a lung issue, whatever the issue is. This what I'm going to share with you today impacts all of that. And I know some of you may say, well, Valerie, you're talking about skin issues. I don't have skin challenges. I don't have acne. I don't have psoriasis. I don't have dermatitis. I don't have any of those things going on. However, that may be true. But you may know someone who does, and something that you hear may be helpful in guiding them to get some relief from their challenges. So I encourage you to share this with others to encourage them to tune in. But you're always going to learn something when you listen in. One of my favorite passages is to with all thy getting, get an understanding. And I am here to help you get an understanding. With that said, today I am going to do a little screen share and we are going to learn a little bit about this, what I am talking about right now. So let me actually go ahead and make sure that everything is all go here on my end to make sure it looks like we're live. I see my video. So I'm just going to take a moment to go ahead and to share my screen. Welcome to each of you who have taken a few moments out of your day to hop in and to learn. So let me go ahead and share my screen. I'm going to make it full screen and then we will be about our day today. So what we are looking at today is what I like to call the secret killer. So many times people often talk about inflammation, and we are going to talk about inflammation today, but we're going to talk about it in a different light. We're going to talk about it as far as cellular inflammation. So I want you to just if you're not driving, if you're able to write, take some notes about this. Cellular inflammation is an answer to the chronic disease epidemic. And although we've been talking about skin issues, we've talked about acne, we've talked about dermatitis, we have other things that we're going to be talking about: warts, moles, psoriasis, scleroderma type um, issues. We're going to be talking about the rosacea that you can get from having systemic lupus or some other responses. So let's get into talking about this cellular inflammation. So during this session today, you're going to learn how cellular inflammation is driving the epidemic of chronic diseases and hormone conditions that are so prevalent within our culture today. Did you get that? Chronic diseases and hormone conditions. And the more you choose to tune in to me, you will learn how hormones are key to our health. And it's beyond our reproductive hormones. There are hormones for every system function in our bodies. So, just as a reminder, this is my medical disclaimer. I am not a medical doctor. I am here to educate and to empower you to be able to optimize your total state of health using natural solutions. My goal is to allow you to receive some of the information that I learned over the years in my studies and through my research so that you can make better decisions about your health. And I always encourage you to stay in close communication with your medical practitioners. So, inflammation. So, inflammation is at the root of practically all known chronic health conditions. You may not be able to see this chart very well, but it affects the body as a whole. It affects the brain, It affects the skin. It affects the heart, the kidneys, the bones, the liver, the thyroid, the lungs, your gastrointestinal tract, and even your muscles. So being that we've been talking about skin, chronic inflammation, when you have skin expressions, because I like to say your skin, which is an eliminatory organ, which means it helps your body to get rid of toxins. When your skin is expressing an imbalance, whether that be a pimple, whether it be a rash, whether it be hives, whether it be wrinkles or fine lines or even spots that are lightening, it is an indication that there is some compromise in the liver or the kidneys. Something is not functioning properly in the body the way it was designed to function. So, inflammation affects the whole body, and you're going to have a better understanding of that here momentarily. So, what I like to say is whenever you are wanting to understand really what's going on in the body, you have to look at the cell. Remember, I said that the cell is, we're going to be talking about inflammation, but we're going to be talking about it in a different light. And if you will bear with me for a moment, looks like I have my slides out of order. I want to go to a particular thing. Yes, so let me go here and change this. You can do that. And this is live. So just bear with me for a moment. But I want to share this that I have learned over time. Cellular inflammation. When inflammation becomes chronic rather than transitory, meaning it's something that stays a long time chronic, usually staying more than 3 days, is chronic. It's not transitory. It's not something that just happens and it goes away within a few hours. But when inflammation becomes chronic rather than transitory, the body turns on itself with after effects that seem to underlie a wide variety of diseases. And my definition for disease is a lack of ease. Your body is uneasy for some reason. It is not at rest. It is not at peace. So that's my definition of disease. So this particular article was in the Time magazine back in February of 2004, and where they put on their cover the secret killer, the surprising link between inflammation and heart attacks, cancer, Alzheimer's, and other diseases. And then they also talked about what you could do to fight this. So, cellular inflammation, this is beyond the inflammation that is so often talked about when people say, I have arthritis or bursitis or tendonitis. Any itis is inflammation. So, those inflammations that people often speak of are in a localized place, whether that be your joints, like the arthritis is, or whether that be the tendonitis, like in your tendons. Those are localized places. But I'm talking about cellular inflammations, which is the underlying of all of those localized inflammations. I told you I was going a little geeky today. So, but the answer to all of this is in the cell. And what happens is something called cellular toxicity. Cellular toxicity. And you're like, Valerie, what are you talking about? Well, I'm so glad you asked. So, this is a picture of a cell, an example of a cell. Now, mind you, this is a flat visual, so it's not the actual what an actual cell looks like. However, it has some very important pieces to it. So, if you remember from your biology classes, a cell has a nucleus, it has a protoplasm, your cytoplasm, and it has a cell membrane. It has three parts, and we'll keep it simple there today. Within your nucleus is your DNA, and it houses your protons and your neutrons. Your cytoplasm, this dark looking color here on the screen that has these little green boats, this is your protoplasm, where your cell actually houses the mitochondria, and these little boats are actually the powerhouses. It is the body's engine. If these particular little components are damaged, then you are going to be without energy. You are just not going to feel life like. You're just going to be um, just out of sorts. I don't know the word. But these little boats are filled. When they are functioning and nourished properly, you are able to produce the energy that you need to produce. with what you put into your body. And then we have the cell membrane. And your cell membrane is made up of two layers of fat. We call that a bilipid layer. And cholesterol. Cholesterol is necessary. However, you have to really understand cholesterol when you talk about the total cholesterol, the LDL and the HDL. And that's a topic for another day. But just know that things happen in the cell. Our cell actually houses what is called receptors on this cell membrane. And the receptors, you can call them gates. So it's like you have a door to inside your house and a door that'll let you go out. So they're gates. So your cell has gates. Your cell has doors. And these doors are designated to receive various vitamins, minerals, hormones, anything that we put into our body. There is a receptor on our cell to help it get into the body so that it can actually be made into usable fuel so that we can have energy. And then it is also designed to get rid of the waste. So it is a doorway that should be occurring. Now, we're talking about cellular inflammation. So, what does all this mean, Dr. Valerie? So, basically, if these cell receptors are damaged or not functioning properly or get become resistant, for example, I'll say insulin resistance or glucose resistant, whatever, it means that they are tired and worn out. Just a little aside, whenever there is toxicity and particularly a hidden infection, or if you have a known infection, or if you have blood sugar that is fluctuating up and down, what is going to happen is your pancreas that is signaled to secrete insulin to bring down your blood sugar, it's going to get tired. It's going to get tired of you knocking in its door. It's just going to like, oh, don't bother me anymore. So your receptor on the cell becomes resistant, and you can have resistance with any of these receptors. So that means what needs to go in can't go in, and then what needs to come out can't come out. So when that happens, your cell gets congested, and that leads you to be predisposed to having inflammation at the cellular level because you can't get rid of toxins. It's like, think of the word inflamed. It's like a fire burning with inside and it can't get out. And it's almost like having smoke inhalation damage within the cell, and it just doesn't function properly. So whenever you have cellular toxicity, it predisposes you to cellular membrane inflammation because these receptors are not able to function properly. So whatever is the weaker area in your body, whether that be your joints, your tendons, your muscles, or your skin, these eliminatory organs, then that is expressed through that organ, this toxicity on a cellular level. So when we're talking about inflammation, it is beyond a joint, it's beyond a muscle, it's beyond a specific organ. It goes down to the very cell that makes up our whole organism. Inflammation is huge. So, as we have talked about the acne and the dermatitis, and as we'll be getting into the psoriasis and even the skin cancers, the warts, the moles, know that everything that we need to help us to resolve the expression through our skin or our body, because it is a deeper message that something is not functioning properly, it's going to have to be resolved going through the cell. The answer is in the cell. So the solution is you have to work with the cell. You have to fix the cell to really get well. And that requires identifying and removing any source that is driving inflammation. That can be food, that can be environmental toxins, that can be toxins within your home, that can be a genetic a genetic tendency, hereditary. There's a tendency for some things to be expressed. However, just because it is a genetic tendency doesn't mean you have to express it. And we have to rebuild a healthy membrane around our cells, and we have to support what is called our methyl groups and our detoxification pathways so that our cells can actually become well. So that was a lot in a short amount of time. If you want to learn more, I encourage you to tune in to these live sessions. I also encourage you to like my page, and that way you will get a personal message. I'm going to be having more group, more in-depth sessions So if you are wanting to learn more, I encourage you to hop over to my facebook.com, Dr. Valerie A. Mills. And if you haven't liked my page, like my page, and I'll get you an invite to my group, and you will get more in depth information. And we are going to talk more about this cellular inflammation and how it actually impacts our skin health, and how we can actually know that what our skin is sharing with us is letting us know that there's a deeper issue going on within our bodies. So I hope that has been helpful for you today. I just lost my screen, so let me pull it back up. Um, I am still learning Facebook, but I'm getting better, and I appreciate your patience. But just know, to gut your skin's glow, you got to get to the root cause. I am all about getting to root causes, and inflammation is a key factor in your getting an understanding of why your body is expressing what it's expressing, why your skin is saying what it's saying. If you're itching, if you're ratching, if you're scratching, if you're scarring, if you have warts, if you have moles, if you have psoriasis, if you have acne, the issue is deeper. We have to go to the cellular level to learn and to resolve. And remember, it is possible to do it with natural solutions, with food, with lifestyle modification, with stress management. It is possible to gut your skin's glow and just be able to feel free, energetic, and know that you are doing something that is benefiting your whole body. So I appreciate your hopping on today, and thank you for joining. If you have any questions, please put those on my little link, and then I will follow up with you. Again, thank you so much. Have a great day, and I will see you soon.